Ozempic is lately becoming popular because of one of the side effects that it comes with. And what will happen if you start taking Ozempic and then you stop? Because I think there is something people don't seem to understand about it. We're going to talk about that, but before we get there, some quick numbers. By 2050, about half of the world population will be overweight. And you all understand the risk that comes with being overweight. And we've been talking about this, so I think it makes sense when people start looking for ways to reduce their weight and maintain it. But almost everyone is making a mistake, which is quite obvious, but you're going to, don't worry, we'll tackle that. But before we get there, how does Ozempic really work? Now, this drug was approved for management of diabetes. So, one of the things it does, it helps in management of the sugar in the system. But one of the side effects, which is what is popular now, is it was observed that in those patients who are taking Ozempic as part of their management, they were losing weight. So it makes sense for someone to use Ozempic for the side effect, which is losing weight. But this is not the whole picture. Let's get to the body. Get to understand how you are going to get to a point where you will need Ozempic. Part of the meals is carbohydrates, which is the sugar, which is very valuable to the body. The reason it's actually valuable is because it can be stored. You cannot store protein, but you can store energy. This energy will be the carbohydrates that you've taken. So you take excess, what will happen is after digestion, you're going to have a spike of sugar in the system. So this spike will go, it will get to a point where now it will trigger production of insulin, which is a hormone that is responsible for management of sugar. We also have glucagon, which we are going to get to in a few minutes. But now the sugar is high. Insulin will be produced by the pancreas and it will come and try several things. One of such will be forcing the sugar into the cells. Also conversion of the sugar into fat. So this will be stored for later use. And also glycogen still for later use. By doing so, you're going to lower the glucose. But it gets to a point where now, if you've not taken anything, what will happen is the sugar will continue going down because the body needs energy. You have processes like in your brains and other things that need that energy, even your heart. So the sugar which is available will be grabbed out of the system and it gets to a point where now you are almost to the lower limit and another system is activated to now produce sugar if you've not been taking that sugar in the diet. So we have glucagon. You also will get the liver manufacturing glucose from whatever you've already stored. That will be glycogen and also fat. So the sugar will come back to the level that is normal in the body. We have different normal values, like in Kenya, mostly will be 7, that's millimole per liter, that between 3.5 to 7. Some will go up to 8. So that's the range. It usually differs from one place to another. So be very careful when you're using the normal values. Just make sure you know what is applicable in your area. So, but that's one scenario. That would be in a normal scenario when you've not taken food after you've taken food. Now let's go to a point where now, you took food, the sugar is high, and then after some few minutes you take another meal containing sugar, that will be carbohydrates, then it's back high, so you're not giving your body enough time to deplete whatever is in the system. So what will eventually happen is now the body has been storing. You have insulin which is being produced and there is no break between the meals. So the insulin gets to a point where it gets tired and ignores everything. So this is the point where we call insulin resistance. And this is the point where you start now developing sugar issues like diabetes. Also being obese, being overweight. But being overweight can start earlier because you see, the more you are eating sugar, the more your body will hold on to that and you'll keep that. And that will give you weight and give you all the troubles that will come as a result of accumulating that fat in the body. Now you are overweight. We have several ways you can use to tackle that, but there is a problem I usually find everywhere. You get a strategy of losing weight. You get to a point where now you're comfortable with the weight you've lost, let's say 10 kgs, but then all of a sudden that weight is back within a short period of time and you are even higher than you were initially. That's a problem with so many weight loss strategies people are taking, and especially the shortcuts, and Ozempic is one of them. You get the weight back even higher than you initially were. But there is a way you can be able to take care of the situation. But it's something you really don't like because you already know what you're supposed to do at this point now. First of all, in any way you're going to lose weight, get to know one thing. You need to take less calories or less energy giving food than the body requires, and this will force your body to now go back and look for other alternatives, which will be now breaking down the fat. I'm sure you've seen so many strategies people are using to lose weight, some of which are shortcuts, and like I said, there is usually a fundamental issue before you even start talking about or even thinking about losing weight. There is something you really need to put at the back of the mind: sustainability. Now let's go to Ozempic. What does it do? Now you know that you're already overweight, you need to lose weight, and this is what it does. One, it will make you lose appetite, so you're going to eat less, meaning that you're going to have less calories, so the body will be forced to go and burn whatever you have in the stores. Second, it lowers the movement of food from the stomach, meaning you're not going to have a spike in glucose. Third, when you take anything glucose, when you have glucose in the system, it helps in triggering production of insulin, which will further help in management of the sugar in the blood. And you can now see the reason why it's actually important when it comes to those with diabetes. Unfortunately, it's not approved for use in Kenya, so it's being used off-label, meaning that your doctor will use that at their own discretion. And this is where I think people are making a mistake. Now, you've been gaining that weight over a period of time, let's say 5 years, and now within, let's say 2 months, you want to have lost all of that weight. The body will feel the heat, so the brains will sense that you've lost a lot of weight, and also there is something it's a little bit not so good about the body. It will think that now this guy lost a lot of weight, this must be starvation. So next time we need to keep more food, that will be now the fat. We need to keep a lot of it, so that next time when he's faced by similar thing, similar situation, we'll have enough to take us through that period. So guess what? You'll take Ozempic. Of course, you're not going to take Ozempic forever. That time when you stop, the body will be back to now giving you the cravings and every manner of making you eat extra. And within a short period of time, you've gained the weight that you lost, plus some few kgs on top of it. So if the goal is to lose weight, you have to think about one thing: sustainability. You'd rather be losing only 1 kg per month, and it's something that you're going to maintain for the rest of your life, because maintaining weight is a lifestyle. If you don't have that in mind, then even Ozempic will never help you. Even rice water and lemon that I tried will not even help you. I tried that myself, and I know I wouldn't recommend that to you. And by the way, this drug is in the category of what we call GLP-1 analogs. So it mimics glucagon, the one that we mentioned, that when you don't have enough glucose in the system, you produce glucagon. So let's say the goal is 1, losing weight, whatever means you're going to use. The enemy is 1, losing weight. Let's say, for example, you take Ozempic, you lose your, let's say 15 kgs. Your goal is 30 kgs. You get to this point, you cannot take Ozempic forever. So you need to stop at some point, because we also have other side effects that are not so good for you, and you need to stop. So if you get to a point where now you've lost 15 kgs, now you want to push further, now start doing several things. Remember, in anything, if you're thinking about losing weight, there is one thing you need to put at the back of the mind, that you need to provide your body with less than it requires per day. If you require, let's say 2,000 calories, give it 15 or maybe 1,000, it will start looking for the ways, and that will be burning the fat that you have. So it will condition your body into using available results. And this is the reason why after you lose, let's say drastically lose weight, it gets to a point where you stagnate. This is because now the body is using other mechanisms like lowering the metabolic rate to try to compensate. And by doing so, you are going to maintain a lower usage of the energy in the body, so you're not going to lose a lot of weight. And this is the point where now you need to push your body further by maybe, for example, introducing something. Now, let's start with diet. Let's say, for example, you've lost your weight to a point where now you want to push it further, but now you want to stop the thing that you're using. If you're using slimming wires, you want to now get done with that. One can be diet. If you're taking less, the body by default will go the other direction to look for food. Now, let's assume you don't want to touch the diet. You want the diet to remain the same, but you want to still lose weight. The next thing that you can do is to make your body demand for more energy. And what do? You just start exercising. By doing so, the muscles will require more energy, but because the food that is actually the portion which is available is the same, it means that now the demand is higher for the same food, meaning you still have a deficit, and this deficit will make your body go into the stores, burn that fat. Before you do anything, like I said, if you've not taken anything in this video, just know one thing: sustainability when it comes to weight loss is the most important thing, because it messes people up. if you're using Ozempic for losing weight, just get to think beyond Ozempic. Once you stop, what are you going to do to maintain the weight or even lose weight further? And one of the best things I usually encourage people to do is to exercise, because we have so many benefits that usually come with the exercises. I hope I answered your curiosity. Number one, how Ozempic works. Number two, the side effect that we talked about, which is losing weight. Kind of like what happened to Piriton being used as a sleeping pill, but it was meant to be an antihistamine. The same thing that happened to, Ozempic. And one of the best things that you can put at the back of your mind when you're losing weight is you need to take less, because that will be the only thing that is in every situation you're seeing out there. Exercises is creating a deficit. Taking less food, that's dieting, that will be the same thing. Fasting is also doing the same thing. Eating less, because if you eat less, the body will focus on burning whatever is in there. I hope you are thinking of losing weight. If you are overweight, you are not discouraged. So there, people are saying it's body shaming, talking about people who are overweight. But remember, that weight is you who is carrying, and you're the one who is being predisposed to this. Close your ears, work on your body, and just take it a step after the other. Just a step after the other. Don't think of something that will do that in a week. Take it sustainably. See you in the next video.